Hello everybody, welcome to the first ever, maybe last ever, Steve Mascord Show, and I'll give you a few seconds to figure out what my name is. My name is Steve Mascord, and I've been throwing crap like this up online for about a decade now, but I'm now scraping the bottom of the barrel because I've actually named a show after myself, so there's really nowhere left for me to go if no one watches this. Let me explain what I'm doing. I've also got these in my ears because we're actually broadcasting audio live on Spreaker. So you might notice, on YouTube where people cut out their mistakes. It's kind of jarring. It's kind of jarring, but you'll be able to hear the mistakes if you go to Spreaker. You'll be able to hear them all. So anyway, now, what I want to talk about, I don't know how your weekend was. I think a Monday morning is the best time to do this. So if I can explain why I decided to do this, I do interviews on YouTube, and if you're watching on this channel, you'll see the interviews. And other people are, strange enough, quite unreliable. It's pretty hard to get hold of people. So I would have content where I interview two guys in a band in one day, and then have no other band interviews for a month. And it just doesn't work when you're trying to be consistent on YouTube. So I figured, I thought that little thing at the top of the channel, I thought I'd edit that and do like a TV program type thing where it says Monday you do this, Tuesday this, blah 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 blah, so people know what's coming on the station. So it's not a station, is it? It's a channel. So that's why I've decided to do this. Now, on my weekend, also Monday's good because it's Monday night in Oz. So the people who are listening live at 7:30. It's Monday morning in England. So it's just a good time. And also we've come out of the weekend, so there's stuff to talk about. My weekend was pretty interesting. On Saturday I did a sub-editing shift at a newspaper, and then on yesterday I watched England v Wales Women's Rugby League, and I also went to see Wolfsbane and Daxx and Roxanne at a pub called the Water Rats in King's Cross, which is just what I needed last night because I've been staring at computers too much. So it was fantastic just to get out and talk shit with people. But the thing I want to talk about, the main thing I want to talk about, I'm going to try and mix this up, right, from week to week, where I talk about, rugby league primarily one week, and then I talk about, as a lead item, music the next week, because that's what my channel's all about. And if you don't like one or the other, I'm sorry, but that's kind of what I do. Maybe, when I monetize, I'll split them. I don't know. But the great thing about that, I think there was a Northern Ireland referee. He did his calf in the game yesterday, Wales and England Women's Rugby League. But he called knockbacks. He actually, when the ball went behind a player, he actually ruled it knockback, play on. And it just frustrates me no end that in the NRL and in Super League, there's no such thing as a knockback anymore. It's like you're playing schoolyard touch football and you drop the ball and that's it. You have to hand it over. It's considered a mistake. And that is not the way our game was invented. It's not the way the laws of the game were drawn up. And there are other situations. For instance, if you fumble the ball and then you regain it over the line, it's not a knock on unless it hits an opponent. But if you knock it forward, if you knock it backwards onto the ground, it's considered a knock on. There's an inherent inconsistency there. It goes against the very spirit of the game. I don't know if it's just intended to make referees' jobs easier, but it was fantastic in the women's game to see that a knockback was a knockback, and I really hope it seems to go in and out and in and out, and the rules change all the time, or the interpretations change. Depends who the referee's boss is, and as I said, it just makes things easier. But it is my pet hate watching rugby league, that we have no such thing as a knockback anymore. Now, I didn't see a lot of NRL the weekend, but I saw the results. Excuse me, I'll put these on. But I saw the results in Super League yesterday, and Warrington is, that's getting beaten by Wakey away. I was actually going to hit up Warrington this week to help me out with a book launch, because they're going to go up for the England Combined Nations game I'm going to go up on Thursday, and the club, Carl Fitzpatrick and the club, said that they would help me do a book launch in Warrington. My book's called, I should have one ready to flash, but I don't. My book's called Two Tribes. It's about the 1997 season. It's going really well, top of Amazon charts in rugby league, etc., etc. But I was thinking, we'll wait till after the game before I hit up the club about doing something at Warrington on Friday. They still might, because they're not playing next weekend. It's international weekend. But yeah, I'm looking at Thursday night, St Helens. Maybe I'll do something at St Helens on Thursday, because I had a book launch locked in at St Helens, and then unfortunately the guy who ran the bookshop died, which is wow. I couldn't believe it. So the book launch was called off, and I haven't had one in St Helens. So I want to go to every club that had a Super League team in 1997, which is I've already gone the hardest ones. I've gone Paris, and I've gone London, and I haven't. I went to Huddersfield and then realised I didn't have a team in 1997 in Super League, so that was a bit stupid. But anyway, so maybe I'll do St Helens on Friday, because St Helens are at home on Friday. Excuse me, I shouldn't have to look like this, but I am going to. Yeah, they're at home to Leeds, so that's a good game. So maybe I can go back to that. I'll send an email as soon as I get off the phone. Anyway, that's my rugby league rant, and I used to do it on Channel 9, and they said that would only last one episode, and maybe this will only last one episode. But now I want to talk about last night. I went to a place called the Water Rats, went to see Wolfsbane. Now, Wolfsbane, I got their first album as an advanced cassette when I was reviewing music in like 1989, and I'd never seen them live. Now, I didn't like the advanced cassette very much. It was like garage metal, and it was like, I think it was, to me it was. That was my interpretation at the time, that it was like garage metal, and they got a deal because Guns N' Roses, So I never really followed up listening to them, I really wanted to see Daxx and Roxanne, the Swiss band that opened, But my actual experience flipped. Daxx and Roxanne, I thought, still got a fair way to go as far as presentation and all that sort of stuff. Like Paul Stanley doesn't talk like a normal guy on stage between songs. He doesn't go, "How you going? Did you have a burger on the way in?" And people compared him to Daxx and Roxanne to Airborne, but Joel O'Keefe shouts. He doesn't use his own speaking voice. I just thought they were a bit casual, and I also thought the songs didn't, maybe because the mix wasn't great, maybe, I don't know, the songs didn't project as well as they do on Spotify, so I thought maybe I was going to have a disappointing night. But Wolfsbane were great, and I think my favourite British frontman since moving to this country is Blaze Bayley, because he's just so sincere, and he's so Shakespearean, and he just makes up shit between songs, and you can see his bandmates just laughing. Now, one of the things I can do on Spotify, not on Spotify, on Spreaker, is I can play songs. So you, obviously for rights reasons, listening on YouTube, watching on YouTube, aren't going to hear the song. Maybe I'll point up to the card in the corner, and then I'll say, listen to the song up there, because it is on YouTube. But this is an anti-war song, and I thought it was fantastic. It's called Seen How It's Done, and then I'm going to stop. I hope you listen to the song. Fantastic song, right? Great anti-war song. Now, I thought I'd struggle to fill 15 minutes, but it turns out we only have 54 seconds left on Spreaker. So I'm going to go through the Patreon supporters. I can only read out 10 from long reads, because there's 200 of them. Okay, Vivek Nayak, Greg Cantwell, Jeremy Schaaf, welcome Jeremy this morning, Andreas Mueller, Bill Peters, Dave Quinlan, Dean McDonald, Terry McIntosh, Andrew Lubukas, Richard York, Darcy Lussick, Dustin Ziva, Tom Madden, Ben Wheeler, Andy Lancashire, Liam Davies, David Hepworth, Ken Scott, Chris Taylor, and Josh Biggs. And you go to patreon.com/White Line Fever to support this program, and basically I think you only get charged when we do a new program. Don't forget to look up White Line Fever on your favourite platform that gives you podcasts. Thank you.